morning, everyone. How's that for an intro, Roach?
Good morning, family and friends.
Family and friends is probably the only ones mad enough to watch this.
If that.
Hey, we've just the first day in Canberra.
Yes.
Sun's eventually come out. And we're driving up Commonwealth Drive. Is that what it's called, Roach?
Yes, towards
Commonwealth Avenue,
House.
Going up to Parliament House. We have had breakfast at a lovely little shop that we found, a little cafe, and we got the privilege of seeing Bill Shorten walk in. We were too scared to say anything. He was being harassed by the owner of the shop.
Well, he wasn't being harassed, but the lady was obviously quite a bit starstruck to see him.
Well, yeah, she was a bit starstruck.
But because he's a Labor politician, I wasn't that excited.
We avoided him.
And also, we
left in disgust.
No, we didn't. Now we're sounding like horrible people. I'm sure he's an okay person. But it was interesting.
It was interesting to see an actual
in the wild.
That's right, in the wild is to sum it up. It's a busy old place.
Yeah.
But we're going to Parliament House. What are the rest of the plans for today, Rach?
We're going to go to the War Memorial. So I figure if we get those two things sort of ticked off, those are the main things that you think of about Canberra.
Yeah.
And then we're hoping to check out some nice gardens and what else? Maybe the art gallery. But we've got a few days to do things, obviously.
Oh, yeah. But we're going to start with Parliament House, aren't we?
Yeah. Which I feel a little bit silly about for some reason, but...
Well, we're a bit lost at the moment. There's a big hill in front of us with a big flag on top of us. I think we're heading in the right direction.
Yes, it looks like it.
Well, here we are. We have shown up at the big house, as you can see in the background. Rachel's living her every dream right now.
Don't be like that. It's freezing cold. But
absolutely
anyway,
blowing the gal. The sun is out.
Sun's out at least. That's good.
My sunnies are left in the car, which isn't helping right now.
No.
So we're going to go inside and
have a bit of a tour, hopefully.
Yeah, see how amusing it is. Is it a painting?
That is actually handworked. That is amazing. That is an actual tapestry that's been hand worked. Imagine the hours that are in that. That's incredible. You can see the individual stitches if you look close. That's amazing.
Yeah, zoom this thing.
Oh my goodness, I can actually see the stitches.
The next few photos that we have here, you can see you've got access to the Senate chamber. You can only go up to the balcony and look in. There was no politicians at the moment. They're on the winter break, but you do get a sense of the size of the chamber, obviously, and a feel of what goes on in there. Walking through the building, we found a Lego model there, which a lot of kids were interested in. I don't know why it's there. Someone must have made it and thought it'd be a good place to leave it. The House of Representatives, that's the common one you see on the TV with them all yelling at each other. And like everything, we end up at the cafe. And then before Rachel left, she got a photo with the Queen. I then, outside, had a conversation with a friendly local. And then we sort of moved down the hill and into the old Parliament House. What are they called?
It looks like they're camellias maybe, but maybe not. I don't know what they are. But they're beautiful though.
They're still flowering anyway.
No, they're still flowering in winter. It's beautiful.
So what garden are we in?
We're in the old Parliament House gardens. It's a very quintessential English scene, isn't it really?
Yeah.
It'd be amazing in here in summer with all the flowers, all the roses blooming, wouldn't it?
And this is the old Parliament House in behind this hedge here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, inside Old Parliament House, there was an exhibition on with the political comics that you see inside your papers. And Rachel, of course, had to read all of them. And then you go through them. Obviously, the Old Parliament House is like a museum. Same thing. You get to go into the Senate chambers. We couldn't get into the House of Representatives. They were renovating it or something. But it is a very good museum. You have access to a lot of the rooms which have been left how they were back in 1988, And yeah, it was just good to move through the building quite freely.
It's a bit like Grandpa's. This reminds me of Barty's stateroom, Grandpa's stateroom. It's got the same musty feel when you've got the ashtrays and everything. Not that Grandpa.
So where are we? This is the Prime Minister's office,
or
isn't
Prime
it?
Minister's staff office or something.
Yeah, it's the Prime Minister's wing.
Yeah.
So that's where the staff are behind.
Amazing. All the typewriters. Resource room. The old machinery in there.
Prime Minister's suite. Yeah, there's just some pokey holes everywhere, isn't there?
Interesting, isn't it?
Very big offices.
Oh, no, are they? This is before everyone needed their own space, isn't it?
Under my government, Australia's economic growth is the fastest in the world. Last year, 250,000 new jobs were created. Inflation's been hard.
Hidey holes everywhere. Oh, here's the Prime Minister's office. Is this the Prime Minister's office, is it?
Yeah.
He gets all the room, doesn't he?
I know.
Kick about in here.
I know, it's all happening. Fancy.
In the state you would been.
Yeah, very fancy. It's really hot. Heads of people's homes these days.
Bathroom. Oh yeah. Wardrobe. There's a shower for you. Just like being back at your parents' place in the bathroom.
All the wood panelling.
So where's the actual cabinet room? Is that here? That's on your left there, is it?
I'm not sure.
Where's this cabinet room here?
Public service. Oh, here it is. Here it is too. Wow.
This is where they'd all meet.
Look how thick that door is.
Is that for sound deadening? Is it so secrets don't get out?
Oh, maybe. Look at this. This is impressive.
That's almost like a
Are you still
Glass
videoing?
proof. Yeah.
Have it, give a good look around here. This is really interesting.
The old cabinet room.
Yeah.
The walls for the cone of silence.
Yeah.
No one outside can hear what's going on.
Interesting.
So this would be, I'm assuming this is for the whole party, or the whole Liberal or whole Labor Party, whoever's in power, would meet in here regularly to discuss what they're doing. Or is it just the front bench?
This is funny. The cabinet room sometimes Preston's more unusual service. In 1987, for example, it witnessed an impromptu workshop on the election and campaign song based on the slogan, "Let's stick together, let's see it through." So they had people in here writing something on their guitar. That's pretty funny.
The old newsroom from 1988. Oh, they would have had a video machine, probably a TV in there. Clocks aren't working anymore.
So what's in here?
I reckon it's one of those newsreel machines.
Tele printer machines. Yeah. Show Nate's. Yeah, wow.
That was modern technology back in the day. There's little punched little holes in the paper. Broadcasting rooms.
Yeah, it says on there. Oh yeah, look at that. A picture of that, and then come in here and have a look. I feel the soundproofing.
Oh yeah, take the echo out.
Look at that, show Nate's.
You too could turn your bedroom into something like this.
Oh, Nathan would love this.
It's all very old school. Where's the actual booth you go into though?
And look at these, David. Show Nathan a picture of these old rails
I'm
there.
assuming this is like a radio station.
You got the
Oh yes, where we were just in here.
Yeah, and then going back through here, then you can see that it's also connected. That's so cool. Morning, everyone. Or everyone, whoever might see this.
Brave enough to watch
Whoever's
it.
bored with nothing else to do. Anyway, it's a record of our trip, and so we can look back and see it. That's a lot of the reason we're doing it. Well, mainly because David's enjoying all his new toys, his GoPro, and what else have you got?
The drone,
The
the
drone.
DJI drone.
And is enjoying learning how to use Premiere Pro. So it's all happening. He was happily.
Yeah, we're getting better at it, getting quicker.
Yeah, David was happily fiddling around with all of that last night. So we're currently heading to the National Portrait Gallery. David's excited on the inside, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
So
It's going to be a big room full of
portraits.
pictures of people,
Yeah.
which I don't know.
So
I've been looking for my own picture or Relly's of mine.
I'm really excited
I'm interested to see if anyone's there.
I'm really excited because I love art galleries. So we're going to go there, and then I think there's a National Art Gallery next door, isn't there? So
There is the main gallery, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Like
And
I
it's
said,
raining, which is to be expected in Canberra this time of year.
Yeah, and the top today is 10 degrees. At the moment it is currently 7 degrees, so it is absolutely freezing. So we've got our big jackets today.
Canberra
Yes.
seems to be quite easy to get around though, isn't it?
It is,
For
yeah.
a city, like it's...
It just
the roads
reminds
are
me of a
clearly marked.
smaller version of Adelaide, basically.
Yeah. But there's plenty of car parking, paid parking mind you, but you can sort of park near where all these major government buildings are
Yeah.
and just walk between them all and just leave your car in one spot all day, which is quite good.
It's a good day for galleries because it is raining today. Yesterday
Yeah.
was a better day for walking around. We chose a good day actually for Parliament House and Old Parliament House.
You've booked us in for the War Memorial tonight.
And we're going to the War Memorial tonight.
Hopefully the rain's lifted by then. It'd be good.
If not, we'll just have to stand there with our hoods on, with our jackets. So that's okay. But we're booked in for, at the end of each day, they do the last post and they pick out one person from the memorial wall to talk about their life, and then have a little ceremony, last post ceremony. So we thought, a friend of mine told me about it and thought that would be a good idea to go and do that. It sounded quite special, so yeah.
See you later.
When we're looking through one of the galleries, I came across this painting, and when I was reading the blurb, which I'll read a little bit now, it says, "This painting of Smith, which was the artist, and his wife Dorothy, is simultaneously an exercise in different ways of portraying personality, a witty reflection on the nature of relationships, and Smith's tribute to the stabilising influence of his spouse." I actually found it quite moving. I looked at it for ages, and I feel like I'm the person on the left, and David is the person on the right, because he's been a very stabilising influence for me. And then I also got thinking about the counselling profession and how people come in a muddle, and it helps them to get a sense of what's going on for them to talk with somebody and have someone listen effectively. So I don't know, there was just so much in this painting I really liked, which I suppose that's the point of art, isn't it? To I guess everyone can look at something and see something different, perhaps. I was a bit naughty and took this picture of David in front of this painting because there wasn't a lot to see. And just, I don't know, I feel like there should be a caption above this saying David living his best life, because, you know, after me being all sentimental about our relationship, I mean, it's all about compromise too, isn't it? And it's probably not David's absolute favourite activity, looking through art galleries for a whole day. That's why I said in the morning, is smiling on the inside, but you were more admiring about the actual building itself, weren't you?
Yes, well, the next slide, I was more impressed by the exposed aggregate of the actual whole complex. Some of the pictures actually detracted from the actual wall itself. Now Rachel did pick her pants especially for the day to the museums with the bright colours. Yeah, so she stood out quite a bit wherever we went. But anyway, I was just going to say the next section here at the museum, there wasn't a lot of pictures that we took inside the museum, but there is something in there for everyone. It is a very good museum. There's a lot of histories from everything, from nature, Australia's industrial background, everything, Indigenous culture, the whole lot. It's in there. Kids loved it. There were kids everywhere. Very interactive and very dark though in the gallery. So once you go into the main gallery, it was quite dark overall with a lot of lit up screens. So it was very hard to take pictures of anything. But in the foyer, there's an old Holden caravan. And a big skeleton for the kids. Kids like that sort of stuff. And like most things, at the end of the day, we always end up at a coffee shop for some reason. I seem to be charging along pretty quick at the moment.
Because it's so cold, that's why. It's
not.
Freezing.
There is the museum building behind us.
I'm being a wuss. We're just charging to the car because it's just very cold.
Run.
Being
freezing.
in the warm.
Freezing and wet.
The warm museum.
We were warned about it being in Canberra though, weren't we?
That's right. I know people just laughed when we said we're coming here in the
Yeah.
middle of winter. I can see why.
Nuts.
Picture of us.
Quick picture of the Reardons. So
It's a great lookout.
we have enjoyed a good day with the Reardons from the old days.
Yeah.
Can we call it the old days?
You can.
From the past life? Yeah. And it's been great.
We hatched a bit of a plan on Saturday to surprise Ashley and Michael. And so we got up early Sunday morning and went to Ashley's church, which is C3 Church at Belconnen. And then we met Michael up for lunch and had lunch together. So it was really fun. So yeah, they were definitely surprised, and we had a lovely time just catching up to see what's happening now and reminiscing. And then after lunch, we ended up going to a place called the Arboretum, which Ashley and Michael suggested, which had a beautiful view all around the hills of Canberra. It's a beautiful view. Yeah, their house is filled with all these beautiful plants.
Yeah.
Absolutely flourishing. Certainly doesn't get it from me. Pretty much indoor plants come to my place to die, unfortunately.
After we said goodbye to Michael and Ashley, we did a quick drive around to some of the lookouts to try to get some views of the town. And I tried putting the drone up in the air at this lookout, which is Mount Pleasant Lookout, forgetting that we're standing in the middle of a military base, and it refused to take off without a clearance code. And eventually we found a lookout, which I think was Red Hill Lookout here. It was the only one that were able to actually launch the drone from to sort of get some aerial shots.
Morning.
Continue straight
Morning.
onto
Whoever
Street,
might
then turn
watch
left
this.
onto Maud Street.
We're just heading out for another day, obviously, because we're in the car.
This is the last full day as well,
Last full day in Canberra.
and then we'll
So,
head for the warmer weather, hopefully.
yes. And we're not really city people, so I think there'll be some measure of relief that we're not having to try and manoeuvre this lunking great full drive around the city and
It's not
around the
that
car
bad.
parks.
It's not
Though
that bad.
I
Car
must-
park's pretty tight
I
on.
must, yeah, it's more the car park underneath.
Everyone's
there,
got smaller cars here, I think.
which is
bays are
a good
smaller.
idea if you actually live here all the time. So
So what are we up to today, Rach?
So we're going back to the War Memorial because we were only there for the ceremony and we didn't have time to actually look around at anything else the other night.
And we have to book in as well, don't we?
And you do have to book, like it's free, but you have to book a session. So we've got a 2-hour slot that we can, which we may not use all that time, but we're going back there for the 2-hour
The
slot.
proper look around is what we're going to go back
Proper
for.
look around, yeah.
Have a look at the museum.
Uh-huh.
And yeah.
So that'll be good.
And then what are we going to do after that?
And then we're going to the Mint, boring as that sounds, but I figure we may as well do all the boring usual things that people do when they're in Canberra. And it sounds like people go to the Mint. And then I'm hoping, because the weather, it's not supposed to rain, I'm hoping to go and look at some nice gardens perhaps.
Yeah, hopefully the sun will pop out. If
Yeah,
we're
it's
lucky.
supposed to be 14
There was
and
a bit of
sunny.
sunshine this morning.
And no rain, so we'll see.
Next left onto Street.
So we had a nice night last night. We actually found this Italian place, yeah, in the city where we're staying. It was so nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, what do they call it? The Da Vinci or
No, not
Da Vinci or...
No, we're going to start this again. I think it was.
It was a nice meal though.
Something dog
Right
tray.
onto
Anyway,
Street.
it was really nice. And then we brought these tiramisu cups back to the hotel room, and then did not really realising that they've got coffee in them, of course. And so we're eating it, and it was amazing. It was so delicious. But then we thought, uh-oh. So then we were like sprung. So I'm feeling a bit tired this morning, because then to compensate for the coffee, I then had a whole rest of it on those sleep aids. And so then I feel a little bit hungover, even though I don't drink, but I feel hungover. So we'll get there with the day. But it was amazing dessert, wasn't it? So we
It was very nice.
We just ate it.
But at 8:30 at night, it's not the best, or 9 o'clock at night.
Ate it anyway, didn't we? It was so nice, yeah. Well, we've just left the War Memorial, and it was definitely worth going back again. I mean, it's pretty draining. I think as a mother of, well, parents of 3 sons, it's not a big leap to imagine what it was like for the poor mothers. When you look at all these fresh-faced boys in the photos that they have there, but it was definitely worth a look anyway.
Plenty to see though. There's
Yeah.
it's very well done.
You allocated a 2-hour slot, but really we spent all of that and a little bit more, didn't we? We
You
went.
could spend a day there easily if you want to. If you're into reading and want to read everything, you could well and truly spend a long time in there. And just the displays are really well done.
They are.
And some of them are missing, and they're obviously doing a lot of renovation work at the moment, aren't they, Rach, as well? So
Yeah, there's a bit of that happening.
I'm assuming it's all being expanded even more.
And then we had another look through the
In
memorial
300 metres at
walls,
the
didn't
roundabout,
we?
take
Yeah.
the second exit onto
Looking for
Parksway.
family names.
Looking for family names, David. There was loads of Baldwins.
Yeah, we're a dime a dozen.
Yeah, lots of Westons. I only found one ERN, so there was one person there. I didn't look through all the lists, but a lot of the lists, and there was only one Western, so that was interesting.
Yeah, there'd be more there, but
Yeah.
you haven't got all day to go through the whole lot, have you?
And David found a group of poor old dentists that died in the course of their duties.
Yeah, poor buggers.
So David was, for some reason, that really grabbed you, didn't it?
Yeah, well, of all the professions. But
all the
I
professions.
guess they're there with the medical corps, and
I know.
there's plenty of doctors and nurses which
Poor old
are there as well. So
dentists just doing their job, and yeah, that was that. So
anyway,
it's interesting.
we're off to find some lunch.
We need a strong coffee after all
Where are we
that.
going? We're going to the Botanical
We're
Gardens.
going to go to the Botanic Gardens now because the
sun is
sun's
out. Yep. And get some lunch and reset for the Mint in the afternoon, I think is where Rachel wants to go.
Parksway.
David's discovered how warm scarves are this trip, haven't you, David?
I have.
He's always resisted wearing them. I love seeing him in them. Turn around so I can see you with your scarf on. I think they look good on him, but he's actually finally realised that they're quite useful.
That's good for keeping you warm.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll fly the drone here. Do you think we'll get in trouble if we fly the drone?
I don't know whether you're allowed
I
to
haven't
or
seen
not.
any signs up.
We'll see what happens.
Right, yeah, so now it says takeoff permitted, so we're not in the exclusion zone.
Okay,
That I know of.
that's good.
Turn the video camera on, power the motors up, and up you go.
It's a nice day for the Botanic Gardens today. Actually quite sunny and not much wind, so it's a really good day to be doing it. David's going to have a try flying his drone if he's allowed to. We haven't seen any sign saying that you can't, but we'll see. Yeah, we've still got to have warm coats on, but it's not freezing, which is good. Yeah, there's lots of beautiful birds and lots of native plants from what we can see so far. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Hello everyone. We are in a rainforest in the middle of Canberra. Bringing you back memories of our trip up to Cairns, isn't it, Rach?
Yes, just
Just-
a lot colder.
Just minus the humidity and the temperature.
I think I prefer this actually.
Do you think we could maybe have a rainforest at home in the backyard?
No,
You don't think you want to?
no. Climate's not
Well,
really
if they can grow one here in
not
Canberra.
really conducive, is it?
Well, the cold at times. Yeah, anyway, we've had a good lunch, haven't we, Rach?
Yeah,
In the
well, I
cafe
had
again?
cake for lunch. which is-
I at least
which
had
was
soup.
A bit irresponsible, but it was
It
fine.
was nice soup though.
Yeah.
Expensive still, but nice. And we put the drone up in the park here. No one's told us off, so I seem to have got away with it. And
You're allowed to, it seems.
yeah, it was set on my screen. I was allowed to. There was no great crime. But anyway, yeah, nice place.
Yeah, this bird's still hidden in humidity.
There's a bit of water down here, so make sure you don't step in the water.
No, one foot is starting to get down.
We found out the other day that somebody's obsessed with wearing boots with holes in the bottom of them,
I'm trying to get the last bit of wear out of them.
and
But-
she stepped in a puddle of water.
They're not wet weather
gallery.
shoes, I've decided.
We didn't have them on the gallery, did we? We had those other
No.
bright legging things on.
Anyway, never mind. So I've dried out enough to wear them today. I just don't want to step in a puddle at all.
Yeah, we're sort of walking through a creek at the moment, aren't we?
Well, no, I'm walking on a boardwalk, but yeah, through like a
That's
little
like following a creek line.
fern gully. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we're going to head off to the Mint shortly once the car parking ticket runs out.
Cross that boring outing off, which everyone seems to do when they come
I
here.
know. I don't see the point, but we'll go there anyway because this is Rachel's holiday we're on at the moment, and I just follow the leader.